Vashara sat at her station, her fingers gliding over the sleek, glowing controls of the Zalcor Dominion's long-range patrol vessel. The hum of the ship was familiar, comforting in its monotony. Space was vast, empty, and predictable until now. An anomaly blinked on her radar, disrupting the usual flow of data. She frowned, running a deeper scan. The energy signature didn't match any known vessel in the Dominion's database. No Imperial tags. No known pirate frequency. Just there. She zoomed in on the readings. The ship was drifting, its trajectory unstable. Hull integrity was compromised, but still intact. Her brow furrowed. A derelict? Perhaps a lost colony ship? Then she saw the designation. Her breath caught. It was impossible. A ship of human origin. Her hearts pounded. Humans weren't real. They were myths, stories told in dimly lit chambers to scare young officers. The species that once challenged the Dominion, only to vanish centuries ago. A race too stubborn to know their place, wiped out by time and the unforgiving nature of the void. That was the official narrative. Yet here it was. Vashara's throat tightened. She recalibrated the scanner, triple-checked the results. The identification codes were old, archaic even, but undeniably human. The ship was a relic, its design crude compared to the Dominion's sleek technology. And yet, it had endured. She hesitated. Reporting this would bring immediate attention. The Dominion's high command would descend on this sector like vultures. Another alarm chimed. The ship was moving, adjusting course. Towards them. Vashara's grip on the console tightened. Her ship was cloaked, running silent. It shouldn't be detectable. Yet, the human vessel had reacted, shifting its vector as if it knew they were there. Her mind raced through possibilities. Was it automated? A trap? Then the readings changed. A weak distress signal pulsed through the void. The frequency was ancient, long abandoned by modern civilizations. Her screen translated the message. Requesting aid. Engines failing. Life support critical. Her breath came in short, shallow bursts. If this was real, if there was a human aboard, then history had lied. She turned to the command deck, heart pounding. "Commander, you need to see this." Vashara stood at the airlock, heart pounding as the pressure equalized. The boarding order had been met with resistance, but she'd pushed it through. Officially, this was a salvage operation. Unofficially, she needed to see it for herself. The hatch groaned as it slid open. The air inside was stale, thin, laced with the metallic tang of exposed wiring and burnt circuitry. Gravity fluctuated, forcing her to adjust with each step. The walls bore the scars of battle, scorch marks, plasma burns, and crude patchwork repairs made with whatever materials had been available. It wasn't just old. It was dying. Her team moved cautiously, weapons ready. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the distant hum of failing systems. Every corridor told a story of survival. There was no advanced nanotech, no self-repairing alloys, only manual fixes, mechanical ingenuity keeping this wreck afloat long past its expiration date. A flickering console drew her attention. Someone had been here recently. Then she saw him. Slumped against the bulkhead, barely conscious, was a human. His armor was a patchwork of different materials, battle-worn and reinforced in places where standard plating had failed. His face was gaunt, his breathing shallow, but his body, despite the conditions, was still holding on. Vashara stepped closer, scanning him. Severe dehydration, oxygen depletion, multiple untreated injuries. Yet he was still alive. Any other species would have succumbed long ago. Near his side, a handwritten logbook rested on a crate, filled with notes, maps, calculations, done manually, without AI assistance. Even in near death, he had been planning, surviving, adapting. She knelt, reaching for his pulse. Stronger than expected. The myths had said humans refused to die, but this was something else. His eyelids fluttered. Then, to her shock, he smiled. Weak, but defiant. "Took you long enough,"